Indiana. A fresh start for the new year. Making plans for next season already. What are you doing exactly? Hey Indiana, what are you doing? The Indiana Fever made one of the most famous mistakes in WNBA history, and now everyone is talking about Caitlin Clark's future. What if one deleted social media post accidentally showed the Fever's top secret squad changes for the WNBA expansion draft, leaving fans and experts confused? The expansion draft starts at the beginning of December. Stephanie White is the Fever's coach, and it will be interesting to see who they guard. Things are at stake more than ever. The deadline for teams to turn in their protected players is November 25th, and the Fever's mistake may have shown everyone their hand. This isn't just a small problem, it's a big surprise that could change Indiana's approach and the league for years to come. It's not just the WNBA though. It's about how the next big stars will shape its future. Fans are already calling Caitlin Clark the next big thing in basketball after her amazing first season. Meanwhile, Indiana's push for the playoffs has given fans hope that this once struggling team is finally getting better. It looks like the future will be great, and our main goal is to put up another flag in the fieldhouse. What we really want is to come back here after winning the title and party like we did in 2012. We'll show you everything you need to know in this movie. What the Golden State Valkyries expansion draft means for the Fever, the players they're said to be trying to protect, and the heated argument over whether a certain name should be on the list. Also, let's all hope that this mistake didn't cost a student their job. Please stay with us as we talk about what this news means for Caitlin Clark, the Fever, and the whole WNBA. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel before we break it down. Are you all set? Come on. They want to play in 2025, but first there needs to be an expansion draft so they can get some players. Let's get things started. In the offseason, the WNBA expansion draft is one of the most anticipated events. This year, one name, Caitlin Clark, makes it even more important. This is how it works. The brand new Golden State Valkyries team, which will play for the first time in 2025, will be able to choose players from every other WNBA team to put on their team. There is a catch though. Up to 6 players from each team can be protected, which means they can't be picked up in the draft. Any player who isn't protected is fair game, even free agents. However, the Valkyries can only pick one unrestricted free agent at a time. Now here's the catch. The protected list is not shared with anyone else. This means that only the Valkyries management and the management of each team will know about the list they've sent in. The expansion draft will take place on December 6th and will be shown live on ESPN. This is what you need to know first though. When is the last day for teams to turn in their protected players? November 25th. And the draft itself? The event takes place on December 6th. This is a big day for the Fever because of this date. Indiana finally broke through in 2024, when they made the playoffs and had a winning record. For years, they had been stuck at the bottom of the league. Now Stephanie White is the new coach in charge. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull are in charge of a young, exciting group. The Fever have a 1 in a million chance to make sure their future. It's not just about not making mistakes. It's about making the most of energy. It wasn't just historic that Caitlin Clark had a great first season. It changed everything. She broke records, drew huge crowds to arenas, and gave the people of Indiana a real star to gather around. Along with Aaliyah Boston, who is already one of the best post players in the league. The Fever have a pair of players that could change the future of the company. Key players like Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull also make up the foundation of a winning team. Ladies sports give you a great chance to be a part of this rising tide that we're all feeling. Everyone in this company is in it to win it. In this city, everyone is all in. But a lot is at stake. If you protect the wrong people, it could hurt their teamwork. Teams need to think about more than just the draft. It's just as important to have free agency and deals possible. That's why the Fever's protected list that got out is making a lot of noise. It could have shown their whole plan at the worst possible time. It's not just one team, it has to do with how power works in the whole league. Expansion picks don't happen very often, and when they do, every team has to make very hard choices. How does one removed post have so much power? What does it say about what Indiana should do next? Let's find out what went down and why fans are so excited. The fact that it was deleted makes me think that they weren't ready for the reaction that came from it. There are, however, images. Now let us talk about the event that made all WNBA fans into amateur detectives. The Indiana Fever's social media team shared a picture on November 24th that was meant to celebrate the future. This was just a few days before the deadline for expansion draft protection. With the words "New Era," New Energy head coach Stephanie White stood in front of 6 players. Plans were already being made for next season. The post was taken down in less than an hour, but fans were quick to take pictures and start looking at every detail. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Nelisa Smith, and Temi Fagbennel are the 6 players in the picture. For people who keep up with the WNBA, this looked a lot like the Fever's protected player list for the expansion draft. ESPN said it would be a great match. This has become a thing because there were 6 people in front of her. When the WNBA drafts new teams, which is coming up soon, each team can protect 6 players from the Golden State Valkyries. Because of this, people try to figure out who the 6 players were that Stephanie White was talking to because they think those are the 6 players that the Indiana Fever were protecting.